Hi, Taurus and Taurus Rising. Here is your horoscope for October 2025. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, we are winding down this year of 2025. Boy, is it going by fast. October is here, and October brings in a new energy. We just had the eclipses back in September. They opened up doorways and closed doorways. For many of you, it had a lot to do with the house here in the 11th. And the 5th house of love, creativity, romance, children. This is the house that pertains to having fun. And so the solar eclipse on the 21st lit up this 5th house. So for the next 3 to 6 months, you are diving into new activities. And it begins this month in October because your ruler Venus is also in Virgo as we start off the month. So this is a very good time to attract others, to feel more loving, to spend more time with your children if you have children, or to work on yourself and creative projects. And that's what the 5th house looks like. So this month is all about relationships because of the sun going through Libra. Mercury is in Libra, but also Mars is in Scorpio in your 7th house of relationships. So the theme of relationships is very important this month. Especially when the sun and Mercury will be leaving this part of your chart and going into the 7th house of relationships. So it's a very social month coming up for many of you. Now, as the sun is making its way through Libra in the 6th house, your focus is on your daily routine, your health matters, connecting with others on business or in your work environment. This is all really important. And speaking of work environment, this month, Pluto will also go direct in your 10th house of career. So there's definitely some changes to the career status beginning this month. And so we're going to see how that unfolds. Now, let's dive in and see what is going on a little deeper level. So we have Mercury entering Scorpio on the 6th to elevate that consciousness with regards to communication. Mercury in Scorpio likes to dig deep. It likes to have intense conversations. It wants to discover. It's very intuitive. In the 7th house, along with Mars, this is a great time to interact with others, to have very deep and profound conversations. Maybe you're involved in a group or activity that involves other people, or a partner or a business endeavor that requires a lot of depth. And this could be a great time for all of that. So this is very intense energy, very driven energy. And so this is not wishy-washy, energy. This is let's do it, let's get it done kind of energy. So whether we're talking a business partnership or we're talking a relationship, this could be really a strong time as Mercury makes its way through the 7th house. Now, at the same time, we also have this full moon in Aries. Now, Aries represents the self. And so here we see it in the 12th house of spirituality. This will be at 14 degrees of Aries, wherever that is in your actual birth chart. That's the area that you want to focus on. And so this is going to highlight themes of realization, psychic ability, working by yourself, coming to terms with something that's about to end or completion of some kind. Maybe you're working on a project and it's ending. Maybe you need to revamp the way you look or something to do with your psychological well-being. These are all the themes of the 12th house. Okay. Anyway, this reading is for anyone who has a rising sign in Taurus or has a sun sign in Taurus. This is a very general, basic reading using sun sign astrology, Western astrology, using the tropical whole house system. And this is because, as I say in all my videos with the astrology, is that everyone's birth chart is different. The alignments are all different. Planets are in different positions. Everyone's birthday under that sign is also different. So I have to use a very general, 0 degree whole house system and using the sun sign or the rising sign in Taurus. And that way we have an idea of what's going on. Okay, now your birth chart, your actual birth chart is absolutely more accurate. This is about 75 to 80% accurate, but your birth chart will be much more accurate. And I do sell them on my websites, planetswithin.com and josephpanthony.com, so you can check them out there. Anyway, let's continue as we're talking about this full moon in Aries. Aries is very motivated. It's it's a sign that likes action. And so this month is filled with action, a lot of activity. This is not a month where you're laying down and doing nothing and, you're just contemplating things. No, this is an action-oriented as we begin the month of October, especially with Mercury there in Scorpio and this full moon in Aries. So if you're feeling inclined to do something, to change something about your appearance, how you do your job or your daily routine, this is going to come in handy with this full moon. Now, Venus, your ruler, is entering this another sign that it rules, Libra, right there. Venus rules Taurus and it rules Libra. So this could be very beneficial for many of you. Now, Venus in Libra is all about beauty. It's all about money. It's all about partnerships. It's all about your value systems. And it enters the sixth house. The sixth house has a lot to do with your daily routine. It has a lot to do with beautifying yourself, your home environment, the people in your life, relationship dynamics, especially involving work. This is all being highlighted here with Venus going through this sixth house for at least 4 weeks. And so this is a great time to find a job. This is a great time to partner up with somebody in business or work on a project. This is a great time to beautify your surroundings. You might find yourself cleaning more or, getting new drapes or buying some new furniture or whatever it is. Venus in Libra likes the aesthetics, and Taurus rising people do like their beautiful things. So this could be very possible here that you're working on something that involves creativity on some level or at your job or your business. So this is definitely a great time to, let's say, do painting or remodeling a room or building something that involves aesthetics. So this is a great time for that. Of course, relationships are also highlighted with Venus in Libra. So take advantage of the energy. Now here's that Pluto going direct in Aquarius, right around the same time Venus enters Libra. Here it is in stationary position at the high point of your chart. Now, of course, many of you have been contemplating your job, your sense of direction, your business. But now that Pluto is going to start waking up and moving forward again, you feel like you have some momentum. Things are starting to pick up. Things are starting to happen. Now, of course, Pluto in Aquarius can bring in surprises, and I'm sure there have been plenty of them already since Pluto has been in Aquarius. But now it's in the 10th house of career and status. And so you're going to find yourself now picking up speed in terms of your career and how you're seen in the public and people around you and authority figures, all of that stuff falls under this 10th house. A lot of reputation falls under this house, wanting more respect for your job and what you do. This all falls under the umbrella of this 10th house as well. So a lot of these themes are going to be in motion now that Pluto is starting to wake up. Now, the new moon in Libra on the 20th and 21st right here highlights that 6th house. If you're looking for a new job, not only do you have Venus there, but now you have the new moon highlighting the 6th house. This is a great time for that. If you're looking to change your physical appearance or start an exercise program or change your diet or health care, this is a great time for it as well too. New moons are new opportunities for 2 weeks, unless it's a solar eclipse that could last up to a year. So this is just a regular new moon, and so this is an opportunity to reinvent yourself, to look different, to change your appearance, to look at your partnerships from different angles, to work with people on projects. And so this is very favorable, again, for all kinds of relationships with a new moon in Libra. Okay, so again, the theme absolutely seems to be relationships because of these two houses that are being lit up. As you can see, there's all this activity going on. 7th house of relationship and 6th house in the sign of Libra, which is also the sign of relationships. So there's a lot of activity this month. Now, Neptune goes retrograde in Pisces for the last time in our lifetime. So what does this mean? It's going to stay retrograde the entire time at 29 degrees. And it's going to go into this 11th house for the last time, which means things associated with organizations, charities, hopes and wishes for the future. You're revisiting this energy for a reason. Okay, is this what you really want? Do you need to let go of certain ideas and friendships, organizations, charities, anything that you're associated with, communities that are no longer, working for you? So you're taking one last look at all of these areas before you move forward again. Now, of course, Neptune and Saturn will be coming back into Aries full time. It will not go back into a Pisces anymore. So they're going to stay in this 12th house. And so this is going to be one last look at your acquaintances and what you really want, the spiritual side of life, mysticism, things that are unusual and strange. This is all fallen under this umbrella. Of course, these outer planets, when they go retrograde, they take a longer time to reveal themselves. So it's a slow process. It's not like Mars and Venus or Mercury, which are the inner planets, and they symbolically, represent faster energy. These are slow moving outer planets. So Neptune will stay here retrograde until, I believe, December, and then it'll come back out in 2026. Now, when we look at Sun entering Scorpio this year, notice all of this energy building up in your 7th house. So it's all about relationships even more now that the Sun is entering your opposite sign. You already have Mars there and Mercury, and the transiting moon is also there around this time. So I'm going to say, whatever you're doing, it involves other people, conversations, being around others, communication, very deep and profound, maybe even emotions. There's a lot of water here. Notice there's these planets are in Scorpio, which is a water sign. These planets are in Pisces, which is a water sign, and Jupiter is in Cancer. So we have a lot of water taking place at this time, which means emotions, family connections, feelings, and just feeling more sensitive than normal. On the 29th, Mercury enters Sagittarius. This brings in some more optimism, and your focus starts to shift even more towards financial matters and investments. So for 3 weeks, as it makes its way through your 8th house, this is a great time to focus on those areas. All right. Anyway, there's the general overview. If you want to know more, I do an extended version of this in my Inner Circle community, as you can see here. I do the weekly astrology, and I've been doing predictions in there as well, and it's been pretty accurate. And of course, every Sunday we're on the Zoom call, and so people really enjoy that as well. So there's a lot to do in the community. There's a whole 6-module course on astrology. There's all kinds of interaction with other members, and so consider joining. There's a free 7-day trial. There's a link down below. So there's really no obligation. Check it out. See if it's for you. Anyway, I hope to see you in the community. Have a great month, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.